Hello everyone, welcome back to Wacky Word Work Wednesday with Miss Elman. I'm so excited to have you here. Like I said last week, this is actually going to be our last week doing new words and new patterns. So after this week, we're going to do a big review, kind of a game type thing. So for this week, this is the last new set of words you're going to learn for word work for all of 5th grade, which is crazy to me. So as you know, we've been doing Latin and Greek root words. We've done, I think, 9 of them now, if not 10. So there's a bunch of different ones. And I really encourage you, especially over the summer before 6th grade, to go back and review some of these, because these Latin and Greek roots are going to come up all the time in middle school and in the words you're going to find there. So today we have 3 new categories. The categories are... These are our 3 new Latin and Greek roots. We have meter, but often in the end of the word it's pronounced meter, but meter, therm, and logy or ology. So as normal, we've got about 9 words up here to sort through. Some of these words are really long. I encourage you, when I show you the word as I'm sorting, to try to sound it out on your own first. I really want you thinking about how these words could be when you break them up and look at that root or that base word. So to start, we'll start with some of these. Thermal, which has the root therm. Mythology. Greek mythology is big in Percy Jackson. This you should know from science. Barometer measures the air pressure. A math word, diameter. This one we might mispronounce, but it's in your car. It is not the speedometer, it is the speedometer. It's much smoother, speedometer. We've got in the correct column already, biology. Looks like a crazy word, but it is exactly what it said, what it might look like, zoology. Thermos, and the last one, thermometer. Now this one, you guys probably have realized, could go in 2 places. Thermometer is just made up of these Latin and Greek roots. We have therm and meter or meter. So we're gonna kind of put that right here at the bottom. So these are our new sorts. So when we look at them, we're just going to start one by one and see if you can't start to figure out what you think these might mean. Let's start with this column, the meter column. So a barometer measures air pressure. The diameter is the measurement of the length across a circle. Speedometer, that is the thing in your car that will say like 0 to 60 miles per hour. And then a thermometer, we know, measures your temperature. So what did you hear again and again there? That is the meaning of the root word meter. That root means to measure or a measurement. So that is the meaning of meter. Awesome. Let's go on to therm. So therm is something that, again, I think you're going to quickly realize what the pattern here is. Thermal, those are like hot layers, okay? So you talk about the thermal layers of the earth. Those are layers of the earth that get hotter as you go down. You talk about thermal layers of clothing. Those are layers of clothing that are like wool or kind of like made to keep you extra warm. So this is about hot layers. A thermos is what we use to keep liquids hot. And then if we're back here, thermometer measures the heat or the temperature of your body. So when you're looking at what therm means, I hope you recognize that quick pattern, that therm means heat, okay, or hot. So the last one, this one's a little trickier, but I really want you to try to consider this carefully. Ology or logy, okay? Mythology. What is mythology? Think about that for a second. What do I mean when I say mythology? I mean the study of myths, okay? So when I say, ooh, we're doing mythology in school, I mean we're studying all different kinds of myths. Biology. What is biology? I know you guys know it's a type of science, but biology is the study of bio. And bio is actually, not trying to trip you up here, another root that means life. So biology is the study of life, bio. So when you're taking biology, that's going to be all about plants and animals and living things and how they interact with the planet and with the world. The study of life. Study of myths, study of life. Zoology. Now, if anybody here is interested in working as a zoologist or somebody who works in a zoo, you would go to school and study zoology. Zoology is the study of zoo animals, right? Because it's actually a very specific version of biology. Biology talks about all living things, animals, plants, microorganisms. Zoology focuses on those bigger animals that you're gonna see, well, not just bigger, but those more unusual animals you're gonna see in a zoo and how to care for them properly. So zoology, the study of zoos or zoo animals. So logy and ology, what do you think those mean? I hope you're kind of getting your brain towards something like this. That ending means the study or the study of. So the study of mythology or to study mythology, the study of myths or to study myths. So as we go across the top here, we've got our final different ones. We've got meter, which means to measure, therm, which means heat, and logy or ology, which means study. So these are going to be things that you're going to constantly be seeing. And I do think it's really cool to look at a word like thermometer and realize that it's almost like a foreign language that we've translated to understand why we have that word. Therm means heat, meter means to measure. So a thermometer measures heat. Boom, easy. That's how we got the meaning and how we have that word, which I think is pretty cool. Another thing that we should just think about real quick on here, guys, is that this is just like a fun fact. The ancient Roman people, so that's where Latin comes from, the ancient Romans actually started doing something where they started adding in something called a connecting vowel. So if you look at the word mythology, the reason we have this O here, because the base could really be just logy. Try to pronounce mythology without that O. Think about how awkward that is. Mythology. Mythology. It doesn't have a good ring to it. It doesn't really roll off the tongue. So when ancient Romans were trying to come up with some of these new words, they added lots of times O's or I's. Thermometer, thermometer. We can't say that. It's too chunky in our mouths. So thermometer, they added a connecting O. So a lot of times, and this is not something you really need to worry about or remember too carefully, but a lot of times we're gonna have those connecting O's or I's, and those are connecting vowels that they literally put in there just to make it easier to pronounce. Thermometer is a lot easier to say than thermometer. I can't even say it. Thermometer. Mythology is a lot easier to say than mythology. So just something that's kind of cool to think about if you're like, why do they throw these random letters in the middle? It's just so that it's easier to pronounce. So guys, go ahead on to your Google Classroom. You can see the assignment that I posted for this week. I've been so proud of all the work I've seen you do, and really excited for what's ahead for you in middle school. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will be looking forward to seeing your work. All right, see you later.